want you to roll up on us again. Please. Okay? Please, man. Please roll up on us again.
Certain members of Great Millstone have occasionally made vague passing references to a physical confrontation which had happened between the ICGJC and the group now called GMS back in 2005.
We was up there in Harlem teaching the word, man. First of all, we never even said nothing about that dude Blackula prior to the incident that went down back in 2005.
I wanted to attempt to piece together some of what happened. Here is my understanding of the brawl and the events which led up to it. First, at a time when proto-GMS was more ecumenical and cordial towards other Israelite groups, Tazadakia recorded a conversation with Racha in which Racha shared some erroneous rumors he had heard and also acknowledged Shar and Arya as men of the Lord, despite the fact that he himself was not in the same group as those men.
You're not with the man of God, then who are you with? If you're not with the men of God, then who are you with? See, this is a question we got to ask ourselves. And this is a question that everybody that's watching this tape got to ask themselves. If they're not with the men of God, then who are they with? Either you're going to be with God or you're going to be with Satan. That's clear, ain't it? So if you're not with God and with the men of God, you are with Satan. Bottom line.
Second, the ICGJC included that footage in the Purge Out the Rebels DVD, with Shar and Arya rebutting the rumors and Tazadakia using Racha's declaration that Shar and Arya were men of the Lord against him and against their group. Third, after proto-GMS became aware of the DVD, they were filled with embarrassment and rage, which changed their demeanor towards the ICGJC. Fourth, a subsequent interaction with a member of the ICGJC was taken by proto-GMS as an opportunity to express their anger, and things quickly got ugly. They may have even got physical with the man. That ICGJC member happened to be a biological brother of Tazadakia. Fifth, Tazadakia's brother tells Tazadakia that proto-GMS tried to get rough with him, and just as the school would send out groups of men to confront those who messed with members back when Racha and Tahar were part of the school, so too on this occasion, the school sent out a group of men to confront proto-GMS. However, instead of it merely resulting in a warning being given, in this case, an actual fight broke out. By the way, neither Tahar nor Racha were present during the actual fight. To begin, back on April 10th, Tahar, the leader of GMS, was discussing the passing of Tazadakia, and he made a passing reference to the ICGJC, quote-unquote, jumping members of GMS, but he gets distracted and loses focus, and he doesn't finish the thought. Nonetheless, listen to this brief clip and his brief reference at the end.
It's got to be the fact that he's dead. He said he died on He died on April 1st, and that's pretty much it. You know, my thing is this. At first, when I heard it, I kind of felt bad because he got family. But then another side of me is like, you know, fuck it, man. You know? Because he jumped a couple of, oh, by the way, I showed you, I should have went down the other block.
Now, I realize that wasn't exactly very clear, so I'll also note that a few days earlier, while at camp, the GMS elder Manatazak also made a passing reference to GMS getting quote-unquote jumped by members of the ICGJC.
It came to the point where they even jumped us. All right, in the spirit world or not, they jumped us over what? Over the word, man. All right, over because we was sitting there teaching the scriptures, man. And they bear false.
Straight out of hell is a rebel camp called GMS, led by Tahar and all of his BS.
On the other side, about 11.5 years ago, the ICGJC rap group known as the Byzantine Kings put out what's popularly known as a diss track. It was titled Straight Outta Hell by St. Basil, who's currently an apostle in the ICGJC. And in that rap video, the St. Basil addressed a number of different rival groups, such as GMS. I asked that you focus in particular on what is said at the end.
About to get ran out of Connecticut, so stay on the internet running your lips, but you ain't been back with 1/2/5, straight out of hell.
Did you catch the portion at the end where St. Basil says, quote, you ain't been back on 1/2/5, end quote?
So stay on the internet running your lips, but you ain't been back with 1/2/5.
I played those disparate clips because they all allude to the same single encounter, that being the one that's the subject of this video, but one unfamiliar with the details of that encounter may be left wondering what the fuller story there might be. To my knowledge, the most detailed description of the encounter on video came from Rakha of GMS back in 2008. So I'm going to play a couple minutes from that, though up front I should say that one should keep in mind that this is from GMS's perspective.
Now to us and Elder, now that nigga, when they jumped on the camp and did what they did, that dude, the discomforter, was standing there talking a lot of crap. Joe Tahar, he's nuts. Joe Tahar, we coming to get him. That was going off. The scripture said rebuke not an elder, man. Now Tahar is an elder to that. So he was going off. And I'm going to say this again, man. You try to roll up on us again, it's going to be dead. Y'all can do it if you want to. Y'all can do it if you want to, but it's going to be bad, man.
It didn't look good the first time when they did it either.
Okay? You guys made yourself look real bad.
And they recorded it too.
Yeah.
They had a standing across the street recording the whole thing.
One member of the ICGJC did bring a video camera, and he did attempt to record the encounter, but according to the person I spoke with, the battery was not charged for that video camera, and thus little to no actual footage was captured. Anyway, with that, back to GMS's description of the encounter.
I was there that day too.
But that's not what it was supposed to be about.
But that's not what we're about, and that's not what it's supposed to be about. But we just putting it out there. Them had a across the street with a camera recording the whole thing. When you come with 60 people on top, on 9 people, them people supposed to leave in ambulances or go to the morgue. Some of them went to the hospital, none of us did.
That covers most of GMS's description of the fight from the description they gave on that day back in 2008. With that, here is the part of the story about the brawl which, to my knowledge, GMS has not shared. After the DVD came out, the group now called GMS, proto-GMS, felt embarrassed, and their demeanor became much more hostile. So on the day that the fight occurred, the group now called GMS was holding camp on 125th Street in Harlem, and they actually had an interaction with a member of the ICGJC. While expressing their displeasure with the DVD, things got heated, and while it's not clear what exactly happened, from the perspective of that member of the ICGJC, proto-GMS tried to get rough with him. Now, his perspective is relevant because that man happened to be the biological brother of Tazadakia. So he went back to the main school and he told his brother, Tazadakia, what had happened. And apparently, as things unfolded quickly, the understanding of the men that were about to head out there was that proto-GMS put their hands on the man. There is considerable historical precedent for the ICGJC sending out a group of men to confront an outsider who just messed with one of their members, much less Tazadakia's own biological sibling. Keep in mind that Rakha himself was a former member of the original school at One West, and he himself was part of situations where if an outsider messed with a member of the school, a large group of men was sent out from the school to confront that person. In fact, here's a clip of Rakha and Tahar recounting that reality about the main school.
Years ago, we called them missions. Like if somebody messed with a brother, we would call the whole school, all the camps. We were big back then. So you might have like 1,000 dudes and we would march on and we wouldn't do nothing. Well, whatever.
Just show the power that what can happen to your neighborhood.
And we would roll up on them and say, look, man, you the Israelite brothers, don't mess with no Israelite brothers. If you see the brothers on the table, don't with no Israelite brothers, man.
I wanted to compile some of the bits of information that I have, some of it in the form of video footage of others discussing it, and some of it in the form of what was told to me in private conversations. What I share here is naturally incomplete, and naturally it comes with a certain margin of error. But I hope this contribution might further the conversation and get others to share more information on the subject.
The Spirit is telling me that this guy got his little spies out in the audience coming up here. You know what, man? We're going to say this, we're going to say it just once. All right? We're going to say this, we're going to say this only once. That little low-life black better stay his ass up in Harlem, man. Because you know what? The last time, right, there was an altercation came and surrounded this camp up on 125th Street.
There was 9 of us there that day.
9 brothers against all them.
They had about 60 or 70.
And they rolled up on brothers and they jumped on brothers. Now, me myself, I wasn't there. Certain brothers wasn't there that day. Right? Then them little low-life did what they did, and they got over on that, right? But they came and they jumped on the camp. That was mistake number one. I got some news for you, man. Just you little spies that's with that dude. You, man, you roll up on us again, it's not gonna be like the last time. That's all we got to say. That's all we're gonna say. We want you to roll up on us again, please, please. Okay, please, man, please roll up on us again. Okay, please, man, please roll up on us again. Go back and tell it. Okay. For you little spies, okay? For you little spies, okay? Go back and tell them to come on today. Tell them to come on today.